A former New York Giants wide receiver thinks the Dallas Cowboys are a prime landing spot for Odell Beckham Jr. in free agency. The Cowboys have been linked to major moves on both sides of the ball for most of 2022, with many of the connections to the wide receiver spot. The Cowboys and Beckham have been discussed as potential free agency partners, but nothing has come to fruition as the receiver recovers from a torn ACL. Now, former Giants wide receiver Victor Cruz is naming his most likely landing spots for his former teammate. Cruz sat down with USA Today for an interview and was asked about Odell's future. "The best landing spot for Odell is two places," Cruz began. "I think they could use the big play threat out there. Him and Aaron Rodgers. If I know anything about Odell, I know he'd love that. The second team, I think, is the Dallas Cowboys. It pains me to say that. If you look at what they need, what Dak Prescott needs, it's that big play guy." Beckham is coming off a Super Bowl winning campaign with the Los Angeles Rams in 2021, and he's likely looking to join another playoff contender for the 2022 season. From the moment Beckham Jr. joined the NFL, it was clear his skill set was beyond normal. Beckham was a Pro Bowler in each of his first 3 seasons in the league, totaling 1305 receiving yards or more in each of those seasons according to Pro Football Reference's numbers. His issues in New York and then with the Cleveland Browns were well documented, and that is always a concern with Beckham. He is polarizing, but the production continues to speak for itself on the field. After 6 games with the Browns in 2021, Beckham signed with the Rams in free agency and showed he still has the ability to be a big-time receiver. Over the course of 8 regular season games and 4 playoff games, Odell brought down 48 receptions for 593 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns. His ACL tear during Super Bowl 54 is a red flag, but Beckham rebounded from a 2020 ACL tear to look great last year. If he checks out physically, there's no reason to think he won't be able to produce for the Cowboys or any NFL team. What would Cowboys have to pay? In terms of figuring out what Dallas would need to pony up for Beckham, it's a little tricky. Before his release from the Browns, the wide receiver was still on a 5-year, $90 million deal he signed with the Giants per Spotrac. Obviously, the Cowboys and likely no other team would drop that for a 29-year-old receiver with 2 ACL injuries. However, the Rams brought Odell in on a 1-year, $1.25 million deal. Considering that the receiver is still recovering from injury, a similar deal might be on the cards if Beckham can only play for half of a season. In that case, the Cowboys may have to pay more, but it would still be a decently affordable price for a receiver that elevated the Rams' passing attack in a major way last year.